The woodcutter had a wheel. He was willing to part with it for a price.
Una llanta. Una llanta. ¿Por qué trae una llanta? Venga.
The trader's wagon had lost a wheel. He promised a fine reward for a swift replacement.
Una llanta. ¿Por qué te pesa una llanta? ¿Por qué te pesa una
Wagon
llanta?
restored, the trader could sell his famous
Yeah.
buck riddle once more. Battling frog scum was hungry work. If he could find more ingredients, the chef might make him a feast fit for a king.
Peso. ¿Qué quieres? A mí no tengo mucho
The
eso.
smith must have heard from the chef that Reggie was made of gold. But his cause of rebuilding the army was necessary if the frog clans dared return.
Chúpate un sentido, hijito.
Now the smithy was so finely rebuilt, his brother could maybe do something with all those blueprints Reggie
Más
had collected.
peso, más daño.
Now the chef had a new kitchen. He promised to finally feed Reggie like a king. No more stale cheese. The village shopkeepers might have the bread, milk, and mushrooms he wanted, if some rat would kindly fetch them. Reggie remembered a time when kings sent their subjects on errands, and not the other way around. These pups had lost a toy when hiding from the frogs. It might be the smallest of casualties, but the king would look for it all the same. The pups were overjoyed to have their toy back. Reggie told them it was the bravest teddy in all ratdom.
Puta, poner leche de la vaca.
The cow grub, the farmer's pride and joy. Not pretty, but it had quality milk. Now the chef had his bread, mushrooms, and milk. Reggie hoped the food would improve as promised. A juicy mushroom burger. Reggie felt healthier already.
Momento la vida que.
The smith's blueprints were destroyed by the frogs. The only other copy is the original blueprints of smithing, buried with their great-grandfather in the forbidden crypts. He went to open it with his key, but he heard something in there, almost like singing. Reggie thinks the smith has listened to too many old rat tales. The stairway was gone, lost to this labyrinthine, treacherous ruin. There had to be another way out. A noise. But what could be down here now but shadows and bone dust? This was why the smith heard singing. The bard was here. The iron pipe looked like it had been broken recently. Toxic smoke billowed from it. The king couldn't enter. Undead. How long had they just been sitting on this evil infestation? Had his father known? The king thought at first it was some strange clan of white rats, but no. They had been his own clan. When they had lived. The bard locked himself in the crypts when the frogs attacked, but if he'd hoped for safety, he hadn't found it. But the bard had found the old library, and seen a book of blueprints there. He also thinks he's found a way out. The book wasn't just buried. The whole grand library was abandoned.
Abandoned my child.
Say it louder. Say it louder.
I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my boy!
Beg for the blood.
¿Por qué tengo miedo? Yo tengo miedo. O si él tiene miedo, yo tengo miedo. No seas.
How had these frogs ended up buried in this revered place? More of his father's secrets. But for now, he had found the book. The other mysteries would have to wait. Reggie wished King Rattus were with him, to explain these creatures being here. And, if he were being honest, because he missed his father's reassuring presence. The bard had found a little courage, and even better, he'd found a key. Finally, a way out of these hellish halls. This room was strangely well preserved. The lack of rubble showed how bare it was, like something was missing. This statue almost seemed to glow. It belonged somewhere it could be seen and appreciated. The distant smells of fresh whole-bug bread led them home. The bard swore to write a heroic song of the pair's quest. Reggie wondered what would rhyme with zombie. Reggie didn't tell his brother of the undead yet. They still had living enemies to fight, weapons to forge, and a book full of blueprints thought to be lost. Stories could wait. Though the kitchen and smithy were restored and improved, Reggie looked at his broken, gore-smeared throne room.
A la mierda.
No self-respecting king could rule from here. The Mozzie King. Smaller than his female counterpart, but just as ferocious.
Rey mosquito.
Buzzing. Then the stench of rotten meat. The Mozzie King had come for him. He wasn't the only king with a sting in his tail.
Yo, el Iron Dedo. A la pa. ¿Un jefe? Es un jefe. Esa es. No.
With the king dead, hopefully the waves of Mozzie infestations would slow down. Her offspring were all dead, and the mother had come to get her revenge. The Mozzie Queen, foul mother of the swarm. They'd never stop while she lived.
Oh, mierda. No seas pendejo. No, ¿por qué? ¿Qué? Ya empezamos mal ya. Vamos a preparar esto. Uy, no sé qué. No. Muérete, muérete, muérete,
With the
muérete.
mother dead, that should be the last of them. For now.
Ahora estoy pero como para caer, para morirme de una caída, ¿no? Pinche su madre. ¿Qué fue? ¿Qué fue? ¿Que ahora sí se sale? Cállate, cállate. No me like.
Now he had a throne room to be proud of.
Chuchu.
Not like his father's. But he was his own king, doing things differently. Not hiding zombies in the crypt, for example. The kingdom was restored, but Reggie could not enjoy peace until he knew it was free of threats. It was only restored above. Miners had sighted frogs below. Some were no longer willing to work. His squire thought it might have more to do with a strange rumbling. They say a monster prowls beneath. Dennis brought worrying news. The war chief and his band of pond scum had been sighted in the mine.
Ay, basura. No.
The frogs were dealt with, and Reggie had felt no rumbling monster. But sighting the war chief had made Reggie realize they needed to prepare for an attack. The king was needed in the fort. The bridge cracked under his weight. The darkness stretched endlessly below. But Reggie had a kingdom to fight for. He couldn't go back. So he had no choice but to go on. There had to be another way out. The deeper the king got, the older the mines looked, as if the rats had found the tunnels, not made them. But what could dig better than a rat?
Porque share me dinero, el juego, y que sea dinero.
What was this device? What it was for and who put it here were a mystery. But one thing he could see plain enough. It was missing a piece. Maybe something so strange should have scared him, but it only made him want to know what would happen if he restored it.
Ese no fue tentarle sobra de ningún guerrero rata.
This looked like the piece the device needed. Now he could open the gate,
Okay.
he hoped. The metal door opened as if pulled by another's invisible paw. What strange world lay beyond? Whatever had lived here was long gone, and Reggie was glad. What kind of beast would live in a place made of such cold, hard metal? Comrade, the little creature squeaked at Reggie. What was it? A rat or mouse? It was armed, but seemed pleased to see him.
Un topo.
Maybe it could help the king get home. Having said that he was king, the creature explained that he was a mole and electrician of the great Bolshevik Republic. But little of this made sense to Reggie.
Topo chevique. ¿Qué? ¿Cómo?
The mole needed something called electricity for his tram. It could get Reggie home, and that was all he needed to know to agree to help.
Ok.
The switch that gave electricity must be beyond this room. But they'd have to get past the grub mother first. She was the one infesting the mines with her grublings.
Te va a demorar un ratito. No. No jodas.
Her great wings had finally stopped buzzing. She and her young would infest this place no longer. Now the electricity was back, the little mole would take them on his tram. Reggie was sure a tram was the rumbling creature the miners had heard.
¿Cómo?